On the last episode, we discovered that a certain cheeky fox had put a pickle shop in our town. Pickles? Pickles? We went on a night out and got banned from a shop by the same fox, actually, as it happens.
You're banned.
And then we unalived another TB member in order to acquire some avatars, one of which is now living comfortably over here in our gold shop. But the first thing for us to do today is actually to leave this place and head back over to our industrial area because there's something we need to do. And that is to complete this building because we've still got a massive hole right in the middle of it, and I think I know exactly what I'm going to do over here. So if you've been watching the series for a while, you may be aware that of course the world builders have been stealing all our cheaty furnaces, and that means I need another way to get XP. We do of course have our villagers over there, but sometimes, especially when I'm on stream, I just need to fix some tools and I want some quick easy access experience. And I think I've got an idea of how we can make a furnace XP farm over here. And it's going to involve utilizing farmers a bit like these dudes here, not these particular ones because of course they are providing food downstairs for our eventual greengrocer. But what I'm going to do is make another few layers of farms. They're going to be potato farms, and then we're going to find a way to feed those into a furnace array, hopefully keeping it fairly even so that the same amount of XP is in each furnace. But, well, let's just see what we can do. And I think the first thing I actually want to do in regards to all of this is plot out the different farms, because I need to figure out exactly how many are going to be in here and how I'm going to get the potatoes to where they need to be. So I need a whole bunch of dirt, glass, shroom lights, and of course, I'm going to need myself some more villagers, and I've just fallen off. Excellent. That should be enough bread to keep them breeding, and now I guess we need to start working out where the farms are going to go. So I think my plan here is to put 3 layers of farms in the roof here, and possibly a 4th one underneath if I think we need it, but this will probably be enough to keep our furnaces going strong. I just need to get lots and lots of blocks in, get these marked out, and to be honest, you've seen me build these farms before, so I'm just going to crack on and get these done, and I'll bring you back in when we get to the more interesting parts. One short stream later, and we now have our 6 farms in place. As I say, they are exactly the same as the ones down here. We've just moved the villagers from this side over to this side, and that is hopefully going to leave us enough space to do what we need to do down here with the furnaces. And that is, of course, the next step. It's really dark up here on this pole. Terrible place to stand. But now we're just collecting the potatoes in these chests, but I do, of course, want to rig this up to a system to automatically get them cooked. And we were, of course, going to use furnaces, but Big Brain Beardstone strikes again. And, of course, we're going to use smokers in the hope we can actually keep up with the farms. So for each side, I am hoping that 9 smokers is going to be enough to keep up with it. We're going to need a buttload of hoppers though, so let's get those in next. Hoppers in the back for the fuel, and of course hoppers in the top for the potatoes themselves. I think this should work for the basics. So we've got our fuel loader here. We can just dump stuff in there and that will go around the back here and fill it in. Of course, we do need to still power these rails. But then we've got the top bit here, which I want to make sure we're getting an even distribution of potatoes along the entire line. And that means we need to put some kind of minecart loader here, and I don't have the stuff on me to actually be able to do that. So we're going to run off, we're going to go get some redstone, and hopefully we can figure out something that's going to mean that they're all evenly distributed. Otherwise, we're going to end up with all the potatoes in one side, and that's definitely not what we want here. I think I've got what I need. Now let's do some redstone, shall we? First thing, I guess, is probably going to be to get a detector rail down. Although in order for this to work, I think I need that rail at an angle, probably. Maybe? I don't really know what I'm doing here. So in theory, what I want to do is read off of what I assume is going to be that rail. So something like that. And then we'll use some redstone to do this and this. And basically what I want that to do is make sure that there's a certain amount of stuff in there. I don't know how much that's going to be. I know might need to actually reduce the amount of redstone we've got here. And then when it's got that amount, I want it to open a gate and then release it, and hopefully it will just go do its thing. So let's get this rail here powered, so that should power all of these bits. Marvellous. Although I do need to power that as well, so let's just stick a torch on the back there for now. And I need a fence gate in here. Is that even going to work in there? I don't know. Let's quickly make one and find out, I guess. So can I put one of them there? I can. Excellent. Does that signal need to be reversed? Nope, powered is open, non-powered is closed. Okay, so that is actually correct. And then we'll put the chest it's going to load stuff in from here, I guess. Is the minecart going to fit under that, or is it going to do its weird getting trapped thing? I don't even know. But I guess there's only one way to find out. So if that goes that way... Yeah, this is not what I intended. Not even slightly. So I think I do actually need to reverse this signal like that. No, not like that. Let's try like that, shall we? Okay, so nothing seems to be making that gate open, which is weird. Okay, so I've got a problem here where the detector rail is actually powering the fence directly. I wonder if turning that into a half slab might help? Nope, half slabs definitely weren't the problem. I think maybe I just need to actually raise this up a little bit higher. Let's give that a go. Well, I've bodged it together a little bit, but I think that should now work if we put something in here. Does it actually get red? It does. Excellent. I guess the next question is how much does it take to actually get the thing set off? So, do we hook in the potatoes? I mean, I guess there's only one real way to find out if it's going to work, so let's just go for it, shall we? So let's grab a bunch of these. See how many it takes to set off the minecart. Okay, that seems to work, and then it comes back. Refills. Goes again. And because it's always got some potatoes in there, in theory, that means it should always leave on the same amount, and it should evenly distribute the potatoes down the front here. Let's have a look, see if this actually works. It's a bit of a bodge job, but hopefully... Okay, that doesn't help. So if we have a look through, they should all have the same amount. So 22, 22, let it do another run. 24, 24... 24, 25, and 26 now. 26. Look at that. Okay, so they are evenly distributing all across, including that one. Excellent. So I guess we somehow made a thing that actually works. And it didn't have too much bodging involved either. We just need to make sure we get the fuel one set up down the bottom here. And of course, we need to properly link this into the actual potato farm itself. So with all that done, we just need to work out what to do with the cooked potatoes. And I think what I want to do is actually just bring them over here. And we're probably going to throw them directly into lava. I know we could compost them and get more bone meal. But to be honest, we really do not need any more bone meal. We have so many bones and bone blocks over there at our mob farm. I think I just want to destroy this stuff. It's going to save me some work in the long run. This destruction should be easy enough, though. We'll just do the age-old classic of having this... where's this going to go? There? Yep, that'll be just fine. Then we'll put a block there. Get a couple of repeaters. We'll get a bunch of redstone. And the last thing we need to do is just stick a comparator there. And then anything that goes into here is going to get spat onto this block right here, which is where we're going to put our lava. And we can block in the back of that as well. Perfect. So with that all running nicely, let's go get ourselves a block of lava. We also, as I say, need to sort out a chest minecart for there. Can we do that? Looks like we can. We have the iron on us. Perfect. And just a simple lever for that should do nicely. And hopefully that's going to make it all the way there and back without too much trouble. Nope, it's already stuck. Question is that a block we can remove? I think it is. Excellent. So hopefully that'll actually be able to carry on now. Right, let's try that again, shall we? There we go, much better. And does it come back? It does. Perfect. So that's the fuel one working as well. Just get this blocked back in. Grab some lava. A bunch of fuel. We'll load this up over here. Bucket of lava in there. And we don't have a comparator, so I can't finish it off. Problem solved. We've got some over here. Perfect. And that should be the end of it. So that's all our potatoes getting burnt. And let's not do the kelp. Why is the kelp being brought out? Just going to turn this off for a moment because I want to know why kelp is getting in there. How is that happening? Was this minecart here potentially picking some up? I don't know. But it doesn't seem to be getting any more. Yep, that is definitely all just potatoes. Ah, of course, that's happening here, isn't it? So, I wonder, can I block that somehow? Things are never simple, are they? Right, is that going to be enough, or is that not going to have enough power to get all the way up there? No? Okay, right, so that works. So, in theory, I should just be able to do that, and that should be absolutely fine and solve that problem. We don't want to be burning kelp. Yep, we are definitely not having that problem anymore. Excellent. So, I think with that, this side is good to go. Obviously, it looks an absolute mess, and we are going to tidy it up. But first, I think I want to get this one up and running as well, which means we're going to do exactly the same thing, but we're just going to mirror it. Although it has just occurred to me, if we want to get the XP, we do actually need to put some levers on the front. That would make sense. And just to test it out... Excellent. XP. I mean, I don't know what else I could have possibly expected from that, really. I guess just before we mirror it on the other side, we'll do the ultimate test, which is to make it daytime, get the farmers working, and hopefully they're going to feed that guy again, and when they do, it should set this off. We can only hope, though. Let's try and get a better view, shall we? That's it. Work, my minions, work. Oh, there we go. Did he just throw some potatoes? Excellent. So he did actually just offload some potatoes. That filled up the minecart, and then that's going to put some more in the furnace. Look at that. Can't believe I made a thing that actually works as it's intended to. What a strange world we live in these days. So let's do this all over again. The second one is now in, and I've concluded that we are not producing enough potatoes. So I've actually shortened the track at the moment. It's only feeding 5 furnaces, but even then it's still wasting a little bit of the fuel. It's not quite keeping up. So I think what we need to do is actually add more farms. So I'm going to double up the amount of farms. We're going to build another 6 farms above us here, and that is going to be so many potato farms. This should actually just keep going forever. And in that way, we'll continue to get XP. But if we just stop and quickly grab one of these, we can see it is already working. It is already giving us XP, just not as much as I would like. And that just means we need to cook a lot more potatoes. So we'll get more villagers breeding. Come here, cat. You're not supposed to be here. Get out of it. And then we'll get to work on these additional farms. Good stuff. 6 more farms added. Now we just need to get the villagers in. And I believe down here, hopefully, they're all grown up now. Look at that, we have a sea of farmers ready to go, which is amazing. This is exactly what we need. We do need to, of course, make sure that their trades are locked in before we get them in the farms. So, do I have any emeralds? No, I do not. So let's grab a stack of these to lock in trades and a stack of iron just to make sure we can actually make the minecarts to get them transferred across. And I guess we're going to have a little bit of fun here trying to get all the villagers into their slots now. We need to get 3 into each one of these chambers and 3 into each farm. And then the same on the other side as well, in which case I'm going to need lots of rail. Do I have any? I do. Plenty of rail. And the good thing is, as we can see, our smokers here are still cooking well. This side here we actually preloaded with lots that it already had, but this side over here, in theory, is only cooking ones that are being produced up the top. So it's nice to see that there's a little bit of a backlog in there. This is where it turns out I'm going to have too many farms and I can't keep up, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's easier to add more furnaces than it is to add more farms and more villagers, of course. And there we go, we now have 6 more farms running, which means we've got 12 total, which is going to keep these furnaces fully stocked. As you can see, I've unblocked them again, so they're actually refilling the whole thing, and I'll do the same on this side once these farms get up to speed. But this is keeping them nice and full, which means they're always going to be burning and always going to be producing XP. However, there is one more problem, or potential problem, we want to solve, and that is fuel. As you can see, we have plenty of fuel. We're bringing in lots and lots of fuel from over there, but I want to have a little bit of backup in here just in case. And we've got all this space back here. So you can probably guess where this is heading. And that is back here to our cave base so we can get a whole bunch of dripstone, because we're going to put a lava farm behind there just as an emergency backup fuel source. So let's get all of these spiky bits. So satisfying every time. A whole bunch of iron, which we'll need to turn into cauldrons. And a whole bunch of blocks to make buckets. So we're not going to do anything fancy here. I'm literally just going to have huge lines of cauldrons and then lots of spiky bits. And of course, we'll need to make sure we get lava in the top to make them produce. I think we'll be clever and leave a gap in between as well, just to make collection a little bit easier. Then we're going to need a row of blocks on top to attach the dripstone to. Although that's looking a bit cramped, I might actually make it 1 block higher. There we go, that's much better. Now to get the dripstone in, let's get all these down. We'll get some glass around the edge of the building just to make it a bit more complete. The last thing we need to do, of course, is to get lava on top of these blocks here, but we need to make sure that lava's not going to spill everywhere. So I think we're going to use more glass here and get kind of a glass ceiling type thing going in, filling in all of these gaps here. And I'm hoping that's going to give us quite a nice effect where we can see the lava doing its thing. Although in classic fashion, I have run out of glass, so let's go get some more. And with this last little bit, the glass should be in. Excellent. Now we just need to head to the nether and actually grab lots and lots of lava. Conveniently, I've got a bunch of iron with me. We can make a whole ton of buckets, and we should be back in just a moment and have this up and running. We now have many lava. I just can't remember how far it flows. Should that fill up the whole thing? I think it will. Okay, let's try here. Does it do 4 blocks? It does not. Right, okay, so we need to place one of these every 6 blocks or so. Well, it was going to happen sooner or later. That should be the last lava bucket we need, which means this entire thing should actually now start producing many lavas. Just like that. Excellent. But what we don't have is a loading system. So my thinking is we'll just have an additional hopper at the back here, which is going to be fed from some chests. Let me see if I can get up there. There we go, just like that. And we'll just keep those stocked up with lava buckets just so we have a backup source. So any lava we collect, we can just dump in these chests and it will kick into action if ever we run out of fuel here. So what I should also do is put a chest here just to store lots of buckets in. We'll dump loads and loads of iron in there as well. And we're probably going to want a crafting table just so we can make more buckets when we need them. Let's think of everything here while we're actually here. And then we'll just do the same on this side. Whole bunch of iron in that side. And we'll stick a bunch of iron in this side too. The last thing we need to do is, of course, complete the rest of this building. We've got ginormous holes in the side here. We need to make this all look nice and fancy because currently it looks like a bit of a mess. And I need to actually re-establish the rest of this because I imagine... Nope, not yet. It's still not up to full whack yet, which means the guys on this side aren't actually farming properly just yet. But once they are, we'll make sure we remove this block and get this one up and running properly as well. And just checking on this side, it looks like we've just about got potatoes coming in without wasting any fuel. That's a minecart. It looks like we've just about got potatoes coming in without wasting fuel, but I might need to reduce this by 1 or 2 smokers. We'll just keep an eye on it over time and see what happens, because I don't want the potatoes backing up, but I also don't want to be wasting fuel. So there's going to be a bit of a balancing act here. Well, it's fairly basic for now, but at least it's sealed in, and it's going to be looking a lot better from the outside as well, no doubt. Well, it does look better, but there is one slight problem, and that is that I've completely forgotten to do this bit over here. So I guess we should probably do this side too, right? And there we go, much better. We have a solid building, it has purpose in the middle here, and it's producing XP just nicely. Although, now I suppose I probably need to clear up all this mess down here. But I don't want to do that prematurely. I think I might actually leave these guys here for a little while, just in case something goes wrong. Because I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is something I built after all. And I was about to say we now have 2 completed towers. But I've actually just noticed I never did get round to putting the rest of the glass in on this tower here, so I guess we'll quickly do that as well. Thinking about it, this floor actually has 0 purpose, but we can ignore that for now. It's not a problem. It just means we've got space if ever we need to add another farm or 2. There we go, much better. It is now completely solid. Excellent. And we now have 2 completed towers. We just need to work out what to put in a couple more of the rooms, and of course we need to sort out the hole down the bottom there, but that'll all have to wait for another episode because sadly that's all we've got time for today. But I hope you have enjoyed it, and we'll see you all on the next one. And if you've got ideas on how we can get Tiz back about that pickle shop, do let me know.